What's happening, Preppin' Pandas? Peter Von Panda here. Hey, got this TIVDIO FM digital radio Bluetooth MP3 recorder. It has I assume it has all that stuff, but it's HR-11S, solar power, flashlight, hand crank, SOS alert, and phone charger. Portable emergency radio on the whole. And I think, something like this could be really useful for people that live in emergency situations. And I feel like every time, I don't really intend to do this, but it's like every time I start recording, I could talk about some sort of natural disaster. For the peeps out in California dealing with the wildfires, and they're just continuing to deal with those wildfires. Wildfires happen every year, but of course it seems to encroach on the urban areas more and more. It's important to have emergency devices. We do have a nylon lanyard right here. We have operation manual. We also have a lithium ion battery, 850 milliamp hours, so that's cool. It's right up here. We also have a micro USB cable, so that's cool that it runs on that. Then we have the TIVDIO radio right here, and I'll tell you, wow, it just feels substantial. It's actually a little bit smaller than I thought it was going to be, but man, it feels substantial. I've shown you some of the Etons in the past, and they're great, but they kind of feel a little thin and light, if you know what I'm saying, like the plastic, and they don't feel dense, and this one really feels like it. So I'm going to pull this off here. Looks like we have a crystalline solar cell right here on the top. It's not that big. It's about 1 inch by 4 inches. We have a switch right here off. Looks like this is for the light, and then SOS, and then alert. Does not appear that there's any charge in it because I don't think the battery's in it. So let's just go ahead while we're touring around, and the bottom comes off obviously just like that, and we can put this, then we can put the back on there. There we go. That seems to be secure. Now let's take a look at this light one more time. Boom, light on, SOS. The little red LED down there is flashing. Wow, that thing gets loud. It doesn't actually start as loud as it keeps getting. We do have a extendable antenna right up here, kind of old school. I love those. And we do have the hand crank right here, folds into this little recess right there, folds out here, and then usually there's some sort of resistor in there, so you can't over crank it, so you can kind of go as fast as you like, but just getting up to a pretty decent speed will kind of charge it up, but it usually does take a long time. I actually kind of wish they had like foot pedals or something, because that's a little less hard, less fatiguing for most people. And then on this side, we have a headphone jack, the micro USB port, place for an SD card. We have an off and on switch that controls, it looks like the USB port here. So when it's off and then on, it looks like we can charge out to a device. So, why not try it? Okay. So I have a lightning cable here, and I'm going to plug it in, and you can see the switch is off. I'm going to plug it into my iPad mini, which is kind of a power hog. And obviously it's not doing anything now. And then let's go ahead and switch the switch here, and boom, it's charging. And if I switch it off, boom, it stops charging. So that's great. It actually is sending power out, and that can be huge, because let's say you have this device and your phone is dead. How many times have we seen that? Like when New York had the big storm, and people were letting people charge, on outlets in their yard when some people had power. Just a little bit of power can be a difference maker to charge up the phone for that call or that text message or whatever. And so having power here doesn't do you any good if you can't use it in the places you really want it. Now on the front, we have the speaker grill here, and we have a power button right here. And this is where, let's see if I hold it. Okay, there you go. Kind of nice looking screen there. LCD. And we're getting radio. I'll raise that up here. And I'll be honest, I don't know what all these things mean. Let's see if we can get it to, okay, so you can blue pair it, looks like. Not really sure what I'm doing. Yikes. Okay, so what I think I'm doing here is using the red. These icons in red are what's actually...
I'm never gonna let you close to me, even though you mean the most to me.
Now the question is,
every time I open up it hurts.
Volume button.
So I'm never gonna get too close to you, even when I mean the most to you.
Jam.
In case you go and leave me in the dark.
Okay, there's the mute button. So right now, when we are in radio mode, all these little red icons are important.
Probably start
So
getting on that. You can.
Volume, and it's the volume minus and volume plus there. So if I turn it back on here, unmute it.
Start. Wake up with the Star Morning Show.
I'll tell you what guys do. You guys, let's come on,
There we
let's
go.
dance. Let's go outside,
So,
let's dance. And then guys go and they
how you do it.
dance for 5 seconds.
As you can see here, take it off. It's loud, and it definitely works pretty darn well. You see here, there's a battery indicator, and pretty nice display overall. I'm pretty impressed with that. So, we'll kind of leave it there for right now. As I play around with it and we discover more stuff, we'll do a little follow up on it. But overall, pretty impressive. Kind of dig it. And so, hey, if you want it, you want to be safe, you want to have a radio, portable power bank, the whole 9 yards, I'll put a link to this in the description. Peter Von Panda out.